My name is Brandt Garrison. I'm the owner of Garrison Tile Renovation in Burley, Idaho. I've been in the tile industry for a little over 20 years now. I got started in the tile industry in the late 90s when I was still in high school. My family moved in 3 doors down from a tile contractor, and he came down knocking on our door, saw a young kid, figured, hey, this guy, he'd probably like to go do some work, make some money, and he was right. Started using GoBoard about 2.5 years ago, something like that. And I figured out where to get my hands on it and got some and tried it and haven't looked back. Just worked my way into using GoBoard on everything because it's cost effective and it assembles quick, clean, easy. It's lightweight, easy to carry, easy on my body because you can load it 7 sheets at a time with GoBoard versus 1 or 2 with cement board. It's just a much more efficient, easier product to use. The boards are lightweight, which makes hanging them easy. They're easy to handle, easy to maneuver. You can score and snap with a utility knife, and it is clean, doesn't make a mess. You can do it inside of a finished space without creating a giant dusty mess like you would with cement board. Hanging is easy on the ceilings. It's standard that you use washers and screw every 6 inches. That's pretty standard across every manufacturer. So I'm cutting all these to length to fit on the 2 side walls. I'm also going to cut 2 filler pieces. So we'll have every one of these cut ready to throw on the wall here in just a couple minutes. Obviously you just saw how fast I was able to get this all loaded on the sawhorses. I would have had to carry the 4x8 sheets. I would have to carry 1 at a time for sure. And those things would kick my butt moving them around, and they'd be, flexing really bad. I'd almost need to have 2x4s underneath them to keep them flat. It's just slower going and more labor intensive, and by the end of the day I'm pooped. And with this I'm not. I'm still good to do kind of whatever I want in the afternoons to get home from work. The other thing is I wouldn't even take a guess at how many times I'd have to get how many knife blades I go through with cement board. I'll be able to cut this entire shower with this one side of this one blade. And the other thing with cement board, so you can either cut it with a knife or you can cut it with a grinder. And cutting it with a grinder releases a bunch of silica dust into the air, which to be safe you need to be wearing a mask. It's a lot slower going. This you just pay faster and cleaner, easier on everything. You fasten every 8 inches if you're not using washers, every 12 inches if you're using washers on your walls. Again, we go factory edge in, so we get a nice clean finish on this inside. We got our screws set. The inside of this is plumb, and now that I've gone through and set this bottom screw, it's flat and it's plumb, and it's also square to my inside wall. So I'm going to let the sealant back here set up before I set any more screws, because it's right where it needs to be right now. We're just gonna leave it there and let things set up, and then we'll go through and set our outer row of screws in the area that we've wet shimmed.